Right down there, in a place I've come to call the observatory, that's where the magic happens. Since beginning the bird project, I've placed feeding stations all about my land. And of all of them, the observatory is the best. For whatever reason, the birds seem most comfortable here, and here I see the greatest variety. And even those birds not interested in what I have to offer at the feeding stations will come to visit the area. Every day I hike out there, I replenish the feed at the observatory. And each day, I am rewarded with an eyeful of nature's beauties. From winter apples somehow still red and coated with ice, to birds of prey soaring against majestic clouds. The trek is always a joy and an adventure full of wonders. And already I have learned so much about my avian neighbors, and I think they have learned a little about me. But we'll get into that a bit later. I think winter is often underappreciated. Yes, it's cold and it can be challenging, but it transforms the green world of summer into a surreal landscape unlike any other. The feeders at the observatory are covered in a layer of frosting that looks good enough to eat. And spruce tip icicles grow when a day momentarily peaks just above freezing. A cold sun gleams and sparkles among the canopy of treetops. And cached among them are the little beings that I have come to study. Blue jays were the first to discover the feeding stations at the observatory, insofar as I know, and one pair in particular has taken an especial interest in them. It is exceedingly difficult to tell male from female blue jays without close-up inspection, and I'm not good enough at birding to know yet. I'm pretty sure they are a couple since they never seem to compete over the territory, so I just call them Blue and Jay. And one day, maybe I'll sort out which is which gender. There are also other visitors at the observatory. The snowshoe hare regularly leaves behind his tracks. And no amount of falling snow or ice can manage to erase the evidence of his passage. All around I can hear the activities of woodpeckers and chickadees, and there is evidence of species temporarily away, such as this hanging nest, which I believe was built by an oriole couple. I hope to see them again come spring. And ravens and crows make regular visits, but don't seem too interested in the feeding stations themselves. I've always been fascinated by corvids, so intelligent and communicative. Later, I'll focus on finding ways to draw them closer. But at this moment, so early in the birding project, it is a pair of black-capped chickadees that have truly come to captivate me. After only a couple weeks of setting the feeding stations in the observatory, they come very close to me when I hike out there, and on this latest hike, they came within a foot. I was not able to film it though, as I am carrying a camera with a 600mm lens and it has a minimum focal length of 3 meters. But what I wonder is, how did they become so tame, so quickly? I've only seen them around in the last few days and they almost immediately took to me. The best I can figure, they were watching me fill the feeding stations from the cover of the trees. The increasing friendliness of the blue jays, however, is no mystery, as they have been openly, and at first suspiciously, but later perhaps curiously watching me ever since I began to set feeders in the observatory. And in only a few days, our relationship has grown, where at the beginning, they were reluctant even to come out from the cover of the trees to grab a seed. Now they will contentedly feed from spots only a couple meters away. And I find myself wondering, as my relationship with the local bird population deepens, where all this is taking us. For I came out here first to observe and learn about them, but I suspect that at the same time they are observing and learning just as much about me. And every day I come out here, one and only one of the feeders is emptied entirely, and whatever is doing it is very secretive, never active when I'm around. It's time to set out a trail cam and sort out this mystery. Thank you for watching. The Naturalist program is committed to the reliable coverage of all matter of topics relating to natural science, from ecology and conservation to the nature of the universe beyond our Earth, and making that information practical with solid advice on living well with the natural world. If you appreciate the program, please take a moment to subscribe. Subscribing costs nothing and never will, but it sure helps a lot.